two finals to talk about NCAA basketball. We get to talk about Ravens news again, not as long, and why wrestling's bigger than everything. Come on. Welcome on into the NY2MD podcast on this Good Friday.
Yes.
We got K Hurt, B Sherrod here. What's going on, B?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Good Friday.
Yes, so, it is.
It's the weekend, so happy Easter to everybody.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe and like. Appreciate it. Of course, we're everywhere across the socials. Facebook, IG, and the Twitter, as well as Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you find podcasts, you will find us, the NY to MD podcast.
Yes,
iTunes. Did I say iTunes? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. But what we're going to talk about is, do you know if I'm here or not?
Say what?
Do you know if I'm here?
If you're here.
Or can you see me?
Oh, God.
What you got?
All I know is, I got to be honest with you. I'm glad we're doing a podcast right now, but I am a little tired. I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went, and then it just dawned on me.
We're going to start the show over, everybody. I apologize. This is not the NY2MD Dad Joke podcast because they're horrible.
I got to get them in.
No, you know what? No, you don't. You don't. This is actually okay. Wow. Dude. All right. We got a lot to talk about today. We got the NCAA. We have both our teams had our home openers after a spattering of rain after everything was canceled yesterday.
Yeah.
So they both had their home openers. Of course, the NCAA final games, WrestleMania, and even more wrestling news. So lots to talk about today. But where you want to start at, Home Slice?
You know what? I want to start off with WrestleMania, man.
You can't see why we start out with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
All right. WrestleMania, SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
A big weekend. It was the largest grossing WrestleMania ever.
What does that mean exactly?
It means that they made a lot of I think they made over 18 million just in tickets.
Okay, that's in ticket sales. Okay,
yeah. So of course it was in LA.
That's right, because there's no more pay-per-view, right?
No, it's there. They got $1 billion from NBC for it to be on Peacock, but you still got to buy tickets. So no, the cost of us buying it to watch it is no longer there.
Right, because I know, but before Peacock, it would be on. They would sell. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you get $1 billion, you kind of don't need that anymore.
Yeah. So wow. Okay, so this was SoFi is a pretty big stadium.
Yes, and can you guess the attendance, the combined attendance for both nights?
Oh, for both nights?
Yeah.
150,000.
That's pretty close. 161,892.
Lord.
It was like 80,000 on night one and 81,000 on night two.
Wow.
For WrestleMania, which is the Super Bowl of wrestling shows. Yeah. Again, if everybody knows, I am an AEW guy. As far as the product goes, WWE, though, is the NFL. They're the NBA. They're the MLB of wrestling. So that's the number one. I don't like everything they do. I have arguments with people all the time, Dan, about WWE and other wrestling companies because I watch a lot of wrestling, as we'll get into. So yeah, but it was good. I enjoyed night one. Night one was really good. Night two was good. I kind of predicted what was going to happen as well. I've been watching wrestling so long. I kind of put everything together sometimes. So, and there wasn't any real swerves, but it was very entertaining. They started at 8. Sometimes, or in the past, WrestleMania used to be like 7 hours. like because they'd have like 9 billion matches, but when they split it into 2 nights, it's so much better. It's almost like they did when they did the NFL draft.
Okay.
So, but even though I did like the whole marathon, but now that I have a life, it would be hard for me to watch round 1 through 4 the first day, and 5, 6, and 7 on the second day. Because this is what I used to do growing up. Just all right, all right, we're starting at 12. Let me go get my cereal, and I'll just sit here and when Cowboys come up, I'll go get something to eat. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, but WrestleMania was awesome. Of course, next year is WrestleMania 40, which is going to be in Philadelphia. Of course, it's going to be 2 nights, and I'm definitely going to be there because it's not going to be this close like ever again unless it's in New York or something.
Right.
So yeah, definitely can't wait. And on top of the WrestleMania news, I'll just go to AEW and I'll come back to WWE. AEW is going to host their first outside North America show in London.
Oh, wow.
At a pay-per-view in Wembley Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is awesome, which would be like their first stadium show.
Oh, that's cool.
So AEW is growing as well. And wrestling is a booming business. Now, ask me how booming wrestling is.
How booming is wrestling is?
So Washington was rumored to be hopefully bought soon for about, what's that number?
$6 billion.
$6 billion. Pinky, what the heck? Who was? There you go. $6 billion. So on Monday, the day after WrestleMania, Endeavor, which is the parent company of UFC, bought or will buy 51% of the WWE. Now, how much do you think the WWE's worth?
$10 billion.
Close. $9.3 billion.
Okay.
For the WWE.
Wow.
For something that people call fake. For something I had to defend watching my whole life a lot of the times. It's worth more than all the football teams in the NFL. Not combined, obviously, but singularly.
Right.
And actually probably most sports franchises in America. So the UFC is valued at 12, but they also have, the reason is because both of those entertainment things have worldwide reach.
Okay.
So, NFL's, no one cares about it in Japan, right? Or in Australia, but they care about the WWE. And, they care about the UFC. So that's worldwide. Worldwide. So yes, so the $9.3 billion is the estimated value of the WWE.
Wow.
So that's why I said wrestling is, you call it what you want, it makes money.
Yeah.
And it's entertainment and again, just 161,000 people showing up at SoFi for 2 days.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, look, you gotta give Vince, I'm saying, credit for building that thing up the way he did, and but not just him, like you said. I mean, wrestling is just grown and grown, man. And,
yeah, it's like it was like in the early '90s when it was WCW and WWF, and they would rival each other for those couple years. For WCW decided to be dumb and go out of business and get bought over by WWE. But that was fun time. Like they're talking about turning back and forth between what was Sting going to do and Hollywood Hogan and what Stone Cold going to do was awesome. That you can't beat that. You don't want to miss it. Back then we didn't have TVs that rewound or nothing as well. So
real quick, I just wanted to let you know. So getting back to WrestleMania real quick,
mm-hmm.
I had forgotten about it. And then Sunday night, I turned to it. I was like, let me turn on Peacock. And the match was just about to start. I was like, yes, Roman Reigns and was it Dustin Rhodes?
Cody Rhodes.
Sorry. Cody Rhodes. So I was able to watch the whole match. That's why I was texting you. And, and when I was texting, I was like, yo, this dude has held on to this thing for 900 and something days. I was like, that's why I was like, yo, he's got to lose, right? Like,
but what did I say?
Well, you said no. You said
Yes, exactly.
you said they might want to make history. But here's my question to you, and this is just me coming as an outsider.
Oh, yeah.
Someone who's been out the loop for years. That's not boring. Somebody holding a title for almost 3 years.
No.
So
No,
it doesn't become predictable.
No, it becomes less predictable. Because so Cody, the reason Cody was so, he just came back a year ago, right? Because he actually helped found AEW, but his career started in WWE. So he went from there and then came back. So he debuted at WrestleMania, had a great match, and 3 great matches against somebody. Then he tore his pec. So he tore his pec, and he didn't get to come back. He missed like 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months. I think his last match was SummerSlam. So he was gone from like August to January. Then he won the Royal Rumble, which puts him as the #1 contender to face the champion at WrestleMania. So a lot of people were predicting that, Cody's the guy to win it. And I'm a Cody fan. I wanted Cody to win as well. But certain things happened leading up to that where I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna win. So Dan, who hates Cody with all passion, he won a Roman, and as it started getting towards WrestleMania, he was saying Roman's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. Now, mind you, Dan was a proponent for Roman to lose the belts a long time ago because he held on for it so long. I wanted him to keep holding it because not only is he dominant, the man is making money for the WWE. And then you can't just give the belt from somebody to somebody. It's got to be somebody who's ready to take it. Not saying Cody wasn't, but it's much more compelling to have Cody chase for a longer period of time. So that's the way I look at it. So him making history, the fact that they have a great storyline with him and his cousins, because all 3 of his cousins are in a group called the Bloodline, that it just makes it even. It's almost must-see TV. While that storyline keeps going, you keep him champion. It keeps building up to, okay, is he going to lose today? And then when it happens, the place is going to just go crazy.
Okay. Now, second question. Do you think Roman Reigns could make that move like The Rock and John Cena, man, and becoming because he has such a presence, and it's
he was in the Fast and the Furious franchise thing with The Rock. He was one of the cousins that was on the island. Was it Sean Hobbs? Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. I'm not sure. I know he doesn't wrestle a lot. He'll show up, but he doesn't really. He only wrestles at like premium, like the WrestleManias and the Royal Rumbles, like big events.
Okay.
Doesn't even wrestle on TV, hardly any. So, and the thing about him too, even though he's great now, obviously.
Yeah.
But about 5 or 6 years ago, he had a bout with leukemia, a second bout.
Yeah.
Leukemia that he beat, and he took some time away and came back. So it just couldn't be like, okay, just even this is schedule. Not to have him, wrestle as much. He never had this presence until he started this version of who he is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The WWE doesn't make as big of stars as it used to, but you got to have kind of like the talent. So look at Stone Cold. Stone Cold was probably one of the most famous, if not the famous wrestler of his time, and he was there with The Rock and The Undertaker and Triple H and Shawn Michaels and all those other people, right? He had a couple TV shows. He's got a beer, but he never really made it into acting, So you got to have the projects. You got to have stuff. Can Roman do it? Maybe he could be in Hollywood. Maybe he could appear in some things. I don't see him being like the guy, like how Cena became, had his own franchise kind of now. And not saying he couldn't. I mean, they have a really talented family. Matter of fact, it was the member of that family. This is WrestleMania 39. A member of his family, which includes The Rock and Yokozuna and a lot of people, have headlined or main evented at WrestleMania 15 times.
Wow.
39 years. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that family's just, talented. So I wouldn't put it past him. I think his cousins, the twins, may have a good future as well. But
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he could be okay. I just don't. He won't be The Rock.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah. So, but thank you for that question. Now, the funny thing is, John Cena did wrestle on night one at WrestleMania. He faced at Austin Theory on night one at WrestleMania. It was the opening bout, and he lost, unfortunately. But John Cena's likeness or move came into play this weekend because I didn't want to see the men's final. Okay, that final was horrific.
Dude.
They said it was the lowest rated final in I don't know how many years, like 30 years or something.
I can believe it. Dude.
Or ever, one of the two. That game, what was it like? 20? It was like 32. It was just hard to watch.
Dude, I started watching it. Joe.
Yeah. Now this is the only bad part. The only bad part about having Cinderellas in this Cinderellas in this moment is sometimes it's not compelling basketball. I don't know what it is, but they don't play up to the opponent, I guess I should say. Like when Butler was a good team when they played Duke, but they played up to Duke's level.
They almost beat Duke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that 3-pointer from past half court went in, which by the way, we're all rooting for Butler.
What did Gordon Hayward take that shot?
I mean, the only thing he never missed on was contract. So I mean, I don't even know. He might. So it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I couldn't do it. Hurt. I tried, and I was like, I'm not watching.
I stopped. I'm like, why am I going to hurt myself?
Yeah.
Like, it's no point, like, to sit here and suffer. And then it started at 9:20. It started at
why did it start so late?
Who has time to sit here? I'm old. I'm not watching nothing that starts at 9:20.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
I mean, if Arsenal came on 9:20 p.m., and I'm like, man, I got to stay up to 11:20. I could, but that's not how this was going to work. This is a basketball game. It's a national championship. There's long timeouts. There's long half times. Yeah, everything's extended. So why am I 9:20? Nah, dude. First of all, the start time was trash. That's later than a Monday night football game. And I know they want to capitalize on prime time. But you lost, and they lost a lot of people probably just because of that.
Yeah.
Like, why am I sitting here at 9:20? I ain't watching this trash. Now, if it was two blue bloods, I mean, Connecticut is considered. They won 5 championships now since '99. A blue blood. They had people that we know and recognize that have gone to the school, so they're up there. But they never really are mentioned what the Kansas is, with the Kansas, with the UCLA's, with the North Carolinas. I wasn't going to say their name. They're not usually mentioned with them, even though they've won and they've had a legendary coach in Jim Calhoun.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, in saying all that, congratulations to UConn for winning, your 5th national championship. But I could not watch it.
No.
Now I know, God, what was his name? He was just in the NBA too. I can't remember. What was that point guard?
I don't know.
He was on the Knicks and he got cut. The basketball player.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was there because he ain't got nothing else to do, I guess. Yeah. I didn't see Ray Allen. I don't know if Ray was there, but
was Rip there?
Huh?
Was Rip there?
Yeah, well, if he did, he had to wear a face mask.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he had to be for everything. So, listen, that game was just not pretty. But congrats to them.
Yeah.
But what was more exciting for me, which came on Sunday, for more ways, even though it ended up being a little blowout, was the women's final. So the women's final had Iowa and LSU. Iowa coming in, of course, with Caitlin Clark, who was like the Steph Curry of women's college basketball at this point, and the talented LSU team, including, of course, Angel Reese, who's on there, who's from Randallstown, I heard. I said Baltimore, and I was corrected, so I apologize.
Baltimore's own.
Well, Randallstown's own. Somebody told
Randallstown is.
I just want to get into trouble. I was like, it's like they act the same, but anyway. I'm not going to get into a fight.
Baltimore, man.
Huh?
Randallstown is Baltimore.
I think it is, but again, it depends on who you talk to from here.
Come on, stop it. Stop.
And I was like, did she actually correct me and say she went to Randallstown?
Like, come on.
Like, she didn't go to school. She went to like a private school. Anyway. So, did you watch the game? Did you see the game?
No, the crazy thing is I watched South Carolina versus Iowa. I did watch that game, and who did LSU play?
And you mean
in the Final Four game?
Uh,
We played. Yeah, I forgot.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Yeah, you should know. It was LSU.
Who beat you? Ohio State? Was it Ohio State?
Yeah, Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah, so I watched the entire South Carolina Iowa game. I watched a little bit of the LSU Iowa State game, and I was planning on watching this game, but I forgot why I didn't watch it. But good for LSU, taking it, getting the championship. Angel Reese winning it for LSU. Just sucks because I was just thinking if she had stayed at Maryland, man, how the team would have been. But hey, it just wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, hey, but she left and she believed in herself. She, went to a program that never won a national championship.
Yeah.
So again, congrats to them. It was a really competitive game up until like the last quarter. LSU started running away with it. The person that impressed me, I cannot remember her name, was that point guard who just kept hitting those jumpers at the top of the key. I mean, she was swishing those. And she played good defense on Caitlin. Caitlin still had a quiet 34. But, the point guard, she was on, I mean, literally, she was on point. Like, she'd stop at the key and it'd just be money. I forgot she has a nickname they call her, but she's, it really was a team effort. They played defense, they played offense, and they weren't afraid to take threes. They were definitely offended by the defense Iowa played on South Carolina, which was basically, you can't shoot, we'll be down here. So they tried to have LSU. LSU just came on like, all right, let's go. And they start banging in shots. So, and again, it was competitive, but LSU had to lead for like the whole game.
Okay.
Again, that, me. And of course, to make it even better, I watched the broadcast that had Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, which was even better. That was comedy gold. So I got even though they weren't in the final, I got my UConn ladies moments for the game. So that was really entertaining. But unfortunately, what was overshadowed was the game due to some on the court trash talking. Now, I know you brought this up a little bit. I want you to start talking about how this came about, because you didn't watch the game. So from how you heard and where it went from there.
Yeah, so this is crazy because I didn't watch the game. And ironically, I was talking with Rudy, right? And Rudy doesn't know nothing about no college basketball, let alone women's college.
Is it in Baltimore? Is that the CFG Arena?
But he didn't know jack about women's college basketball. He was telling me, yo, what's up with this controversy? I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? And he told me, how Caitlin Crook, they said people are trashing Angel Reese all on social media, all in the media, trash, or it's big news in the media. But he said this girl is being trashed. He said he saw someone on his Facebook feed, someone he knows, that was calling her a B and all this stuff. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So like, yes, and that's what got his attention because he was seeing people in his feed. Yeah, yes. So he went to ask me like, what's going on? And he told me, yeah, basically she did a gesture, she did the John Cena, and she was pointing at a ring finger. I was like, well, look, before you tell me anything else, let me go see. Let me go see it for myself. Let me be the judge. And I saw it, I was like, really? Like, people are mad because of that? Like, is it unsportsmanlike? Yeah, but I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's just trash talk. It is what it is. She got her ring. She's, trying to go around and show Caitlin Clark And Caitlyn be doing the same thing. And she's like one of the biggest trash talkers there is. And come to find out, the game I watched, she was doing the John Cena stuff too.
I think it was the game before.
Oh, okay. So
either way, she still did it. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The game before I watched, that's what I'm saying. I watched that game. Yeah. But anyway, I don't get it, yo. Like, no, I mean I do get it. But it's just like for this to be this big old story, and I could not believe it. Could not believe it. And like you said, it's messed up because it just overshadowed their win and them winning the championship. And it's just sad, man. Nothing against Caitlin Clark, because she tore it up, man, in this tournament. But come on, man.
Yeah, she had a quiet 34.
Yeah.
She had 34. Like every game I saw her this tournament, she even when I saw her, in the Big Ten tournament finals, she was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like she was just hitting bombs, yo. So
yeah, what were your thoughts on this?
Excuse me. Let me get myself together. Hold on.
Oh boy.
It's water, by the way. So this is what the media does, and just people in general, to try to put a racial spin on everything. Again, we went to the fact that Caitlyn did the John Cena when she put a 3 on somebody, waved her hand at the South Carolina girl who she didn't guard, who's like, now we're not going to guard her. And nothing. So we get to the finals. She's losing, all up in her grill. Angel's like, you can't see me, because she saw how she did that. And she's like, I'm putting a ring on this. Oh my God. It acted like it was the Malice at the Palace. It was literally everywhere. It was every talk show. It was every, probably on The View. It was probably on, Ellen's gone.
It was on CNN. It was on CNN.
Probably on CNBC, MSNBC, NWA, CWA, WCW. I mean, it was probably everywhere. I'm sure it was on Fox as well. But that's my problem. Like, it's on the court. Nothing happened. No one got pushed, shoved, slapped, punched, kicked, nothing. It was not even a hard foul. It was trash talking. And people started losing their minds because it was that girl. That's it. If I tell you it was anybody else, I'd have been like, whatever. If Caitlyn did that, it would be like a 2-second story. And by the way, Caitlyn and Angel are fine. They're cool with each other. They have no issue.
Yeah, Caitlyn came out and said that
because she does the same thing.
Yeah, she said she should.
They're always trying to make certain people be a victim, no matter what, and they do it across the media all the time in every capacity. They always talk one way about one and another way about the other, and then everybody else just loses their minds over it. This was on the court. This wasn't even in like afterwards. She's like, yeah, we handle her. Man, there's no insults. It's always like, you're guarding Caitlyn's like, yeah, she's good. Like the girl who guarded her is like, I told her, I didn't like how she disrespected South Carolina. And, we guarded her as best we could, and she still got 34. So it's not, you know what I mean? And there's LSU players who went up to her and said hi before the game even started to Caitlyn, because she's one of the best players in college basketball. So this whole thing, dude, was driving me insane because this was nothing. This wasn't even on the playground. This wasn't I'm in your grill. Like literally, like I'm bumping your face. They were like 8 feet away from each other. And it was like blah 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 blah, and I'm gone. Like it wasn't even like it wasn't like for 5 minutes. It was like 10 seconds. And then everybody wanted to attack her. Everybody. So then that prompted other people to try and invite everybody to the White House.
But what?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No. What?
Oh, we got a both teams playing hard by Dr. Jill Biden. And she wanted to invite Iowa to the White House as well.
What?
Because they played a great game. So,
what?
So that was Monday. They came out with that Monday. So Wednesday,
what?
Her press secretary was like, no, that's not what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that made it even worse. You didn't even know about that. That drove me even crazier. I'm like, oh, the White House is in the participation trophies now. I was going to lose my mind. So, of course, you know what your girl Angel said, right?
What?
It's like,
she
well,
said, I ain't going.
No. She said, we'll just go visit the Obamas. So this thing's been going on all week. But the White House was like, no, we're only inviting the team that won the championship.
Dude,
I know now Dr. Joe Biden was at the final. I get it. But never in the history of existence of life does a runner-up need or deserve to go to the White House. Any sport. That's it. But dude, this was so out of proportion. So out of it was so annoying to me. I can't even put it into probably I'm sure I didn't do it here. I couldn't even put it into words properly, as disgusted as I felt with this whole story all week over nothing. Like, we've literally seen people get punched on the court. People get hit from the side, not even knowing it, just turned around, cold cocked. We've seen a whole bunch of stuff. This wasn't even it wasn't a fight. It wasn't a shoving. It wasn't a hockey fight. It was not fighting at all. It was trash talking on the field of play. Give me a freaking break. Dude, I've lost my mind. I lost it, dude. This was so disturbing to me. And I was like, I've been good, as far as my anger and stuff goes. Thank you, church for that. But I was really gonna go on Facebook and just go at everything. I was, because to me it's why does this happen? But yes, it's a national championship. A lot of eyes are on it. Fine, but why this and why her? That I know why, because they again, it's been since the beginning of time how everybody and how everything's labeled here. But I was just like it. Oh my god, dude. It's so beyond what it should be, because it was nothing.
Yeah, when like I said, when Rudy told me about it, and then when I looked at, I was like, huh? This
did that during ping pong. Okay?
I thought, I thought it was going to be something really
like
bad that she got up in her face and dude. All she did was
hold her hair, drop the elbow or something.
I couldn't believe it.
Like one of those, again, like you're in the lane and you accidentally elbow somebody. It was like, oh my God, was that intentional? It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that.
Yeah.
It's like you looking at me and me going and walking away. That's it. Oh, how classless is LSU? How, I'm sure they use the word thuggish somewhere. How blah, blah, blah is LSU. That's tasteless, classless, anything less. Blah, 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 blah. That's non-ladylike. And they're athletes playing a game, just like guys do, by the way, who trash talk constantly. The guy trash talks.
Right.
At the mid-mound, you couldn't. Now, unfortunately, the game was so bad, they couldn't even trash talk during the San Diego State UConn game. But if they did trash talk, no one would have said a thing.
Right.
No one. No matter what their colors are, honestly, they wouldn't have said nothing. If Sanogo went to somebody on, a San Diego State and went like this and then this, I'm sure Jim Nantz, which is his last NCAA tournament, would have been like, let's not do that now. You know, in his chill Masters voice. By the way, the Masters started yesterday. So yeah, dude, I was as the weeks go along, obviously I've calmed down, but I almost went on one of my social things and just was going on a rant. I was that upset by it, that it was just brought to this. To what? I mean, literally, they treated it as if it was a cold case, and they found evidence of something. You know what I'm saying? Like she jaywalked or something. I don't know. Like some crime was committed.
Yeah, like I said, yo,
like, you trash talks America's princess. Oh my God.
I was totally shocked, yo. Totally shocked.
Oh, I've seen worse than that in a kid's game. I mean, come on. Dude, that just, like I said, it was a great game. Congratulations to LSU for their first national title. Congrats to Kim Mulkey for her fourth national title, her first at LSU, after having 3 at Baylor. So it was a great final. The officiating was terrible. Of course, every official in every sport's terrible. So as we all know, but So anyway, that was still great, and both of them are going to be back next year. So let's just make it even better. Along with the best player in America who got hurt for ACL is Paige Beckers for UConn. She's coming back. Watch out for UConn, who missed the Final Four for the first time since 2007. Listen, I know everybody was shocked. I was too. That's not going to happen next year. All right, what you got?
All right, man.
All right, speaking of that, let's stay in basketball. So I did call Caitlin the Steph Curry of college basketball, because when she shoots, it goes. I mean, it's literally this. When she shoots, it makes that, like, I don't know. There's no rim sound. Just most times she shoots. So Steph Curry and healthy. He's healthy, by the way, right? Is he healthy?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he is healthy. I mean, he's playing every day almost, unless there's a load management day built in there. But him, Clay, Draymond. Let me check in on them, because I might as well just keep basketball together. They are in 6th place. Excuse me. 2 games left. They are a game ahead of the Lakers. And the Pelicans as well. So, and the Mavericks, who, if they lose tonight, will be eliminated from the playoffs, which is crazy. So my question to you is, as you went through the season, I know you haven't really followed basketball as much. If any defending champion went 9-30 on road games, do you think you would hear a little bit more about it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have what, 41 and 41, right? I think. Maybe. I think it's like a balanced schedule, right?
I believe so. Yes. All
right. So 41 and 41. They are 9-30. 9. But literally 9. LeBron's been to more finals than that. Bill's got more rings than that. Dude. You know, Michael had more versions of his shoes than that. I mean, 9. Now they're 33-8 at home, right? Which is great. But excuse me, let's just use your guy. If the Bulls won the championship and the next season fully healthy with everybody there, even though people miss some time for injury, Scotty may have been out for migraine or something. And, MJ may have banged up, whatever, but he's come back and played. And Rodman got ejected from a couple games, and he's back playing now. You think there would have been more talk about Michael Jordan being 9-30 at home? I mean, away from whatever what's it called? Whatever that place in Chicago.
I forgot what it's called. It used to be Oracle, but they moved to.
Oh, they moved from there.
Yeah, didn't it? It's called something else now.
So 9-30, 33-8 at home. So I want to be fair, but 9-30 on the road. And have you heard anything about this? Is something? How come this defending champ, who by the way is in 6th place and could be in a play-in game as well? Is it weird though to you?
I don't really think it's that big of a story. I mean,
now would it be?
If I'm being honest, I don't. Only because you gotta remember, this Warriors team, man, this isn't. If this was Prime Warriors, okay, it would be more of a story. But this isn't Prime Warriors, man. I mean, these are old.
How old? They're in their early 30s. They're not old.
But they're older, and Steph, he's hurt on and off during the year. It's just not the same. I don't know. I don't really think this is that big of a deal.
So, if LeBron James won the previous year's championship with whatever team he had, if he was 9-30, his team on the road,
hurt.
Would that or would not be used against him in the court of law?
Absolutely hurt.
That's my whole point. So, Mr. High School guy, how great is Steph when no one cares about this? That's not used against him in any great argument because no one cares. He's not at that level. He's not. Mr. High School girls basketball coach, who I saw last week.
Steph Curry is 35 years old and he's hurt all the time.
LeBron's 38.
I understand that hurt. He's hurt too. And
now at 38, he wasn't hurt up until then.
And the Lakers are in 8th place right now?
Lakers are a game behind Golden State. They're in 7th.
Wow. Did you know that LeBron and Steph Curry are both born in Akron, Ohio?
That'd be weird. I don't remember. His dad play for the Cavs?
I guess so. But yeah, I'm looking at it. He was born in Akron, Ohio.
No, I had no idea. I thought for some reason I thought he was from North Carolina, but maybe because they moved there when his dad played for the Hornets.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. No, I just thought that was interesting.
I had no idea.
So there you go. There's something else he's got in common with your boy.
Yeah. So if one Akron guy was 9-2 in a row. Speaking of, who's that? Oh, I'm about to say 9, and the Pistons are just 9-32 at home. So, but I'm telling you, like you said, when people bring things up of what the difference is between who's great and who's not, these little arguments is what people try to use for or against somebody. You know what I'm saying? And no one cares. I've literally watched more NBA games this year than I probably have in the past couple of years, right? Fans are back, so a little bit, and I wanted to see what Memphis was going to do, all that other stuff. And of course, the Knicks comes to playoff spot. Good job, Knicks. And when I just went across, I'm like, they're 9-30 on the road. Like, they would literally roast LeBron for that. Like, he doesn't have the mental capacity or killer attitude that Kobe had to lose that. No one's saying jack about this. No one. And I'm sitting here like, they haven't even won 10 games on a road, dude. Not even 10. What I'm saying is the difference of perception. That's why I'm talking about perception. If this was, again, another team with a guy who is up there, probably higher than Steph as far as what people thought, they would be using this all the time. But because it's the Warriors, and they're like, everybody's little fun team, this isn't used to judge them at all. And to me, it's crazy. So.
Okay,
But you agree, like I said, this was LeBron.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just so funny what we use.
Yes, absolutely. If this were LeBron, they would be holding that against him. Absolutely.
It wouldn't even be. It wouldn't be funny. So, Before we get to the good news of opening days for our teams, I do want to hark on. You were talking about used against you. What's going on this week in Ravens land? What's anything being used against Lamar, or used against the team this week?
Well, the world just now you talk about the Angel Reese stuff that happened. To me, this Ravens story that came out this week. Oh my gosh, the Ravens. Oh, this is such a bad look for the organization. Oh, the Ravens. This is a new low.
What happened?
This is so dumb. They had a press conference every year. The Ravens have what's called the Liars Luncheon. They have their pre-draft press conference, right? But every year they talk about the draft, how they're going to approach the draft, blah 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 blah. Of course, nobody wants to talk about draft. We want to talk about Lamar Jackson. So first thing, we have this press conference. A reporter comes up. First question is about Lamar Jackson. Eric DeCosta says, I respect that you answer the question, but we really want to focus on the draft. We just going to let the process with Lamar take place, and we're just going to focus on the draft. So, they ask some draft questions, then somebody else mentions Lamar. Then a reporter, another reporter, Alex Glaze, I think his name, started asking a question that he said that had Lamar's name in it. It was really about the quarterback position and drafting quarterbacks and stuff like that. But the PR guy for the Ravens pretty much shut it down. Hey. I said with no questions about Lamar. No questions. We're not going to answer any questions about Lamar. So he had this stern voice and all this stuff. But,
ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody going to get beat up.
Yeah, but of course, the clip went, made its way on the internet and social media. Everybody went crazy. Oh, the Ravens are bullying reporters, and they're not answering questions about Lamar. They're trying to censor the media and all this. Like, come on, y'all. Like, can we stop? Like, look, John Harbaugh had to sit there for 30 minutes and answer questions about Lamar after he did that tweet. Then they had 2 press conferences about the Lamar situation this winter in the off season. It's like, it's not that people blew this so away. Why aren't they answering questions about Lamar? They should be answering questions. Like, no, come on.
Oh, I guess it's like the women's title game, right?
To me, I didn't think anything of it. I saw the press conference as it was going on, and I was like, "Ooh, wow, okay." But I didn't. But I was like, "Okay." I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't know it was going to be this big story in the sports world. It's just, to me, it's just dumb. I didn't have an issue with it. Yeah, they could have handled it a different way, but I don't think it's this real big bad story, or I don't think it's that much of a negative reflection on the Ravens at all. But that's just me. I guess I'm in the minority because you keep hearing on all the talk shows and all this stuff of the Ravens and blah 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 blah. It's just whatever. So that was my take on it. And you didn't know anything about this, huh?
I heard they had a press conference, but I tune stuff out when it comes to them.
Right.
So I really had no idea.
Yeah.
What was going on? So they talked about maybe they would draft a quarterback, and everybody went crazy.
Yeah, well, somebody asked them due to the uncertainty at the quarterback position, will you draft a quarter? Is there a possibility you'll draft a quarterback in the first round? And basically, they say there's always a possibility because the way our board is set up, we have quarterbacks on our board. So, it was a BS answer, but basically, it was saying, we always look at our board, see who's on our board, and we draft according to the board, pretty much. But yeah. So it's no big. They don't really give out any information too much at these things. It's
just
it's just a bunch of nothing. But people got to make a big deal of it.
Unlike Disney did today for Star Wars. But yes, So speaking of birds, let's go to your other birds who are actually at home. They got rained out yesterday for their opening day because it rained a lot, obviously, yesterday. And because they postponed it Wednesday for Thursday.
Yeah.
Was it Doppler really that?
I know,
yeah. I was like, maybe it's, it's been Doppler for a minute. Maybe it's like Doppler 5. Is that accurate? Since it really didn't do anything. So no real rain. Anyway, it was postponed till today. And you played a hated team from New York, I'll call them that, at home. And give us an update. How'd it go?
Man, it was great, man. the Yankees. We went up 4-1. Then someone that we released at the end of spring training, the Yankees signed. He had a 3-run homer, made the game 4-3. Yankees took the lead, came all the way back, led 5-4. The Orioles tied it. Then they went up by 2, wound up winning by 1. It was a great day. Yankees went home. The Yankees went away losers.
So it's like, what is going on?
And I love it. And it was a good day at Camden Yards. This was the highest attended game at Camden Yards since like 2018.
Wow, really? Yeah. Like for opening day or
period.
Oh,
period.
Geez.
Yes. The governor was there. He threw out the first pitch.
Nice.
He was doing a little play-by-play with Jim Palmer and Ben McDonald. It was just a great day all around, man. So good start for the Orioles. We're now 4-3. We really should be 5-2. We literally had the game in our hands and dropped the ball. Then the pitch later, a guy hits a 2-run homer at Fenway, and we lost that game. So, but now so far the Orioles are doing well. They got to get their starting pitching sorted out. The offense has been good. On the base pass, they've been great. I think they lead the majors in total stolen bases. They stole 2 more today. So yeah, they just got to get that pitching straightened out. Oh, the number 1 rated pitching prospect in baseball got called up. It made his major league debut on Wednesday. Had a shaky first inning, but after that he disposed of the Rangers like toilet paper.
As anybody should, honestly.
So
yeah.
Although Jacob deGrom did tear us up though, because it was deGrom versus Grayson, and deGrom, yeah, he had a pretty good day, but yeah, man, Orioles looking good, 5-3 right now. I mean 4-3 right now. How's your team looking?
I was like, who pitched for Texas? Anyway, it's funny. I was offending him, I don't know, a season or 2 ago, and you go to Texas, you're dead to me. That's all it is. This is how it works out. You're dead to me. We had we were rained out yesterday up in Queens, but we played at home today against the Marlins. So, yes, we started the season with the Marlins, and our 3rd series we're playing the Marlins. It's a wonderful schedule. So, 9-3, we kind of just jumped on them and just kept it going from there, which helps. We had some troubles with Milwaukee. So, leaving Milwaukee and having the Marlins is usually a good good thing for us. So we're at 500 currently now. We're at 4-4. Tyler McGill had another good start, which is better than Scherzer's second start, where Scherzer gave up 3 home runs in a row.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, it was. Milwaukee was bang, bang, bang. And it goes faster when you got the clock too. So those home runs seem real close together. So,
by the way, speaking of this clock, I gotta admit, I'm loving this freaking clock. I ain't even gonna lie.
Crazy how you finally, when you start throwing stuff and like how much this was hurting, or I want pine tar in their mouths, and dude, I need them to draw black underneath their face, and I need them to get in there and use the the powder and then pitch clock. Oh, it's terrible. And then now, oh wow, look.
Hurt. You know how long the game was, the Orioles versus the Rangers on Wednesday? That's the one I texted you. I was like, yo, it's the
dude, yeah, it was like well, hold on. What time did the game start?
It started at like 2:05.
So 2:05. I swear you, and then, let me see if hopefully I'm doing this right. It was like 3 o'clock. Like it's an hour later, we're in the 5th inning.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like the 5th inning, man, there's 4 innings left, people.
Kurt, do you know how long that
hour mark?
Yo, do you know how long that game was, son?
2 hours?
2 hours and 19 minutes. Dude. Yo, I'll tell you, the pitch clock, that might have been the best. That might have been the best thing they did. Because when I'm watching games, it's like like I said, it's none of these long stares, none of this step out the batter's box, long stare. No, it's like you gotta be done. And like even the game today, the batter got a ball, because he went in the batter's box on time. I'm loving it. This pitch clock, these games are like 2. Because the flow of the game is so much better.
Are you doing that on purpose?
No. Am I doing what? What am I doing?
You said yo like 20 times, dog.
Because
I
I'm
was
so
like,
excited.
oh, he's doing it on purpose.
No, dude, I had no idea what I was doing.
Dude, everything was, I was like, at first I was like, wait, does he notice this? And then you're like, no, yo, listen, yo. So, yo. And then he went down like, yo. And I'm like, is he? And I was like, but he seems really excited. Maybe he doesn't know he's yelling right now, yo. You straight yelled for 3 minutes.
Because this pitch clock is awesome, yo. I was wrong. I was wrong. The pitch clock is great. And guess what? I'm not even bothered by the big bases. Like, I thought I'd be more bothered by them, but nah, I don't even notice it. So it's
you feel better about yourself, don't you?
About my what?
About yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
I love this pitch clock, yo. I love it.
Dude, all the unnecessary walking around, picking up the rosin bag, looking at the signs, stepping on. I mean, again, all those little things add up. The batter getting his gloves adjusted, doing that. You know, hey, you got to know the rules by now at this point. If you can't adhere to it and you get a ball or you get a balk or a strike, that's on you.
2 hours and 19 minutes, Hurt.
That's crazy. Dude, that's crazy. That's a soccer match. They're really trying to compete with soccer. And that makes it so much easier for me to watch the product now, honestly.
Yeah.
You know?
So good job, MLB.
Good job, Major League Baseball.
Yep.
So good for that. All right, what else we got? I think that's about it, right?
That is it.
Masters. So the Masters, did your boy make the cut? I didn't watch.
Yo, excuse me. I totally forgot about the Masters, honestly, man.
The Masters on CBS. No, it's on ESPN.
I know Brooks Koepka is winning, but that's
Yep, he's at 12 under. The live guy. Let me see where El Tigre is. And a tree fell at Augusta too, by the way. Luckily, no one got hurt. But man, they actually had the video of it coming down. A little number didn't make the cut. Yeah, I had more time.
He was at +2 the last time.
He is currently 1 stroke above the projected cut line.
Okay.
So, and it was delayed, so he has time to, think about what he wants to do for tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, since it was suspended due to inclement weather.
Cool.
But yeah, but hopefully makes it, and I'll watch probably the final, whatever. But I forgot Brooks was in Live.
I did too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that is it. But everybody, watch the Star Wars celebration for Disney. If you didn't know that, they had some Marvel stuff on there. They had Indiana Jones preview, and of course the upcoming news on Star Wars. I know it's a sports podcast, but dude, I'm excited. I can't wait. So, but thank you, everybody. Cannot wait for next week. We're gonna start off the show with Brian's version of how Mario was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, since he's gonna go see it. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in, StreamYard and YouTube. Please subscribe and like, as well as all the socials, which is Facebook, IG, and the Twitter at NY2MD Podcast. And of course, we're on Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, any place that you find podcasts, even in Spanish. Gracias, por favor. You will find us, the NY2MD Podcast. Everyone have a great and safe Easter weekend.
Peace out, y'all.
And don't use real eggs or Peter will come for you.
Peace out. Happy Easter, y'all.